So where am I at today? I am kind of local. It's only a half hour from my house. I'm waiting for paint to dry in the studio, so I thought, you know, it's a humid day and it's taking a while for paint to dry, so I'd head over to Parma, Michigan, to Parma Antiques, which is one of the little antique stores. It's not terribly little, that I love to visit quite often. So let's go shopping and see what they have.
I always love how this booth is staged. Just one of the booths that you walk right into when you enter the shop. Definitely always they change it out a lot. They stage it wonderful. We've got a little kitchen decor, I guess I would call it, going on this staging, but it's all super cute, nice and vintage. I thought this little blue plastic set was very cute, but I couldn't get that bottom to stay on. It kept falling off. It's funny when you go often, you realize, like, hold on, this is not what was in this booth before. This looks like so-and-so that I've seen her other booth. So maybe they moved to a larger booth. Maybe they're not in the booth anymore. But I always like some of the ideas that she has. She usually has some advertising, some bingo, which, you know, is right up my alley. Yeah, I like looking at things that she creates. So Parma Antiques, not necessarily like a whole open area with little cubbies. Some of it has some rooms that you have to go into. So you just have to take a gander and see what catches your eye. And of course, a wreath with pip berries, the rusty crusty scoop, this wooden shoe with the advertising. I love pieces like that. But anything with birds, I'm usually going to take a peek. I thought the birds were super sweet. Kind of reminds me of a Hallmark piece, and then I saw the tag and I'm like, yep, it's Hallmark. If you're local to the area and you're in the need of some Dixie Belle paint, they carry it. They even have some of the patinas, which you all know I love very much. This is an amazing pitcher and basin. Oh, I didn't pick it up to see what it was on the bottom because it was on the top glass shelf, but it's very pretty. I was kind of interested to see what was in these. I thought they were a little bit more vintage. They might be vintage, but it's some scenty soap to go with the strawberry theme that they have going on right here. And I like the drama masks, though I'm like, okay, they're $7 a piece. They're wooden. I would want to repaint them a little bit differently. So I was trying, oh, they're 7 together. I was trying to decide if it was worth flipping them. You know, I'm always looking for tins to make over for you all, but it's got to be that right price. And this rolling pin is everything. It is beautiful. For a rolling pin collector, that's a gorgeous piece. Not sure if this artist is local, like lives in Parma or around the area, but beautiful paintings. They are signed. You got some literature on the back. Oh my gosh, just beautiful scenery. You got the cottage barn going on. I like the uniqueness in the wood frame. So if you're looking for some art, come check these out. This shelf is beautifully displayed for fall. Oh my goodness, especially with that dish set. I've seen that dish set before, but I can't remember right offhand who the maker is, but that's a great fall display. Holy cow, look how thick this rope is. What would you, for a yacht, a big cruise ship? That is thick. I spied this primitive shelf, I'm going to call it. It's kind of like a riser with a drawer in it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to investigate it for the $32 price because I see profit in there. I love that it has little feet. It needs a new knob, but I've got knobs. I can change that out. That is gorgeous. So I had to check this out. I wasn't sure if it's like the bluebird, redbird, happiness, but it looks like it's an art glass piece. Funny, I'm always attracted to these bottles because you know why? Because they say ginger on it, even though it's not my name, it's my channel name. And what will I do with them if I collect a whole bunch? I have to make a shelf, I think. Love used and abused cutting boards, and it's a pig-shaped one. Oh my gosh, it has some great patina, and that's a good price. I'm probably always going to check out the jadeite if I see it to see if there's any wiggle room for any type of profit. This is a refrigerator dish that's missing its lid, a cute little bowl, and a juicer, and they're exactly where they need to be for resale, so I'll just be appreciating them today. I like the smalls in this booth, and they do a lot of crafty things. I wasn't sure if this was an add-on label or if it was original label on this little crock jar. I thought it was really cute. And I did like the vibe of this little canister. I like the floral flowery design on it. Lots of vintage mixed in with the crafts. I mean, as simple as adding a little ribbon to the butter scoop. And then what a great use for one of the juicers, kind of like painting up a rolling pin. That's super cute idea. I always love to share these ideas in case y'all want to do something like that. But that mini cloche, oh, I love the wide bottom on that. There's just something about a case full of glowy glass. Is it just not beautiful? So nope, the lady didn't move. She just expanded onto another booth. But I do love her little creations. I get lots of little ideas, and sometimes I do buy some smaller items out of here, so I like to take a look. I'm on the hunt for some smaller frames. I have great big large ones, but the smaller ones are seeming to be a little bit harder to find. So first let's check out this tea and coffee. I think it's adorable. It definitely has that primitive country vibe going on. Grandma core, is that what they call it? But I really wanted to check out to see if any of these frames might fit some decoupage paper that I have. I really love this shape of this bowl. I wish it wasn't so shiny because it's 40% off in this booth, but I don't care for the shininess. Okay, let's make our way upstairs. I love the pattern on the floor. I think it is so sweet. I always appreciate it as I'm walking up to check to see what they have up here. I was thinking that that was a frame, but it looks like it's also a mirror. It's cute, but not what I'm searching for. Looks like somebody might be doing some restocking, but I spy a cute clock that I just think I have to have. I pop into this booth quite often. I usually find one or two treasures. I was kind of checking out this lantern. I wonder what it was to begin with, but it says that it's all not attached, so that's good to know before somebody tries picking it up. I know it's not Easter time, but look at how feathery these two are. And by the feet, I would say they are vintage. At least older anyway. And I was going to pass them up, but then I noticed a 40% off sign. So even better. And as I'm searching around this booth, I spy this metal butterfly that I would love to rusty crusty patina. But at 13, I think it's right there, like for what it is, but to resell it after working on it, I don't think I can do it. Now they have a whole room full of vintage clothes, which is pretty cool. I don't see a lot of that in any of my travels in my area anyway. This is a nice find. Globes do resell really well, especially these ones that have the atlas. It's priced where it needs to be, so I won't be picking it up. But if you ever see one, cool is this advertising box. It is metal. I think they have it sitting on the side so you can see the top because I couldn't get it open, but it's a beauty. And I like this back room area. There's some very cool littles back here. Signage, advertisement. I'm like, oh, I love that. You can use that as a cloche. I'm having some thrift regret because I know that I left it behind. Maybe next time it'll still be there. But I love this one because they have color coordinated right up my alley. I'm a little on the organizing side anyway. Anyway, so it's fun to see somebody that kind of would style up like you would style up. Lots of littles in this booth. And then here's the denture holders I found out. Yeah, so you've got the male version, and I think as soon I'll be showing you the female version too. But I really like to really check out these shelves because she's got a lot on here. I thought I took a picture of the outside. Across the street is an antique store called The Vault, which was an old bank. And so now I hopped over there to see what treasures I could find. It's a small but packed with lots of goodies. I usually always find at least one thing in this mall. I like this little cabinet display, how they have it open and have the vintage tinge in there. And there again, I passed up another one of those rice potato mashers with the green handles. Forgot to look at it because I spied some butter pats. Now, these are a little bit newer. They have a green design, and they're $5 a piece. So I'm going to leave them behind for right now. Love these birds with their very long legs. I wish they weren't candle holders, though. I think they would just be cool shelf sitters as birds. So here's where you can tell that it's an old bank, that it still has the vault. And I, for years, would not go into it because I am very claustrophobic. But I do it now. I can do it. It's funny, antlers are a hot item. I can never even touch antlers at an auction, so I'm always curious to see what they charge. And then this rock was very cool that it's been drilled out and you can candle holder maybe. Yeah. And then this caught my eye. I guess it's a family tree, but it was a real live plant. You can tell that it's bark. Know that the daisy pattern sells real well, so I'm going to pop on eBay to see if there's any wiggle room for reselling that. Bought many of items out of this booth, so I'm going to take a moment to go into this one. I'm not sure, do they make those or are they new purchase goods? This kitty caught my eye. Is it one of those carved pieces? Very sweet, little danger that his head will come off. But I'm looking for frames because they've had frames that I've purchased before. But I'm not seeing any today. That's just how it goes. Sometimes you got to go often. This is the very back of the store, like a back room. There's bargain bin. Gotta take a gander in the bargain bin. You never know what you might find. And then, not meaning that everything back here is a bargain. They do have a couple shelves that are on sale, but you have to look at the tag price to see. And the only thing I was really interested in was a shelf. I've got spools right now, so I'm not going to pick up spools until some more of the spools sell. And it didn't really show that they were 50% off necessarily. But I liked this shelf. I thought that would be so cool painted up, but it didn't have a tag. Darn it all. And did you notice the drawers? They're clear inside. Okay, one more stop before I head home. My paint will definitely be dry. I'm gonna pop into the Goodwill in Marshall not terribly far, but I needed to go to Marshall to get something for Chris's birthday while I was out. So why not pop into Goodwill and see what is on the shelves? So right off the bat, I spy a cloche. Now it's more of a cheese dome cloche, and I do not have good luck selling these, even on that lucite, even if I take them off. So I usually pass them up. As I go on to the next end cap, I spy a black and white enamel tea container canister, but I'm not sure if it doesn't have the coffee and the sugar with it, if it sells as well. And I like these little bells, but once I picked them up, they weren't as heavy as I would have wanted them to be. About treasure hunting, the back shelves are packed today, which is good to see for us treasure hunters. Wooden candlestick, I don't care for the metal on the top of it. Yeah, I know you could remove it, but you have to think about what the price and how much work you'd have to put into it. And then I spy this grapevine wreath, and I've actually been looking for something with this thickness, and it's priced perfectly. This white trio of birdies is super sweet. I'm not sure why I did not grab them for $10 for the three, but I know I got distracted by some canisters that were on the top shelf above them that I know that I can paint. And I had thrift regret the last time I had left some of these behind, so I wanted to make sure that I grabbed them. And then when I remembered about the birdies, they were no longer there. Somebody else had already snagged them up, which happens if you don't put it in your cart at a Goodwill or any sale that you're in. You take the chance of losing it. But this guy's funny. I'm going to leave him behind, but I did appreciate the funny laugh. Even though I picked up the other two with the wooden lid, this is newer. The glass is completely different, and I like the idea of painting up. I could paint up the metal, but I want to paint up that wood. And that's quite a pile of baskets they've got going on. And I spied this one with the lid on it. I'm definitely interested in it. And I would have picked it up, but not at the $15 price because I really resell for those for about $24. So not enough profit even with new with tag, but it's pretty. And then these to me kind of have a Pottery Barn type of look going on. They're super heavy, they're made well, and then I missed out on the other three birds. I'm not going to miss out on these three. Even though it's clear glass, I'm always searching because I have found cloches in the clear glass, and I'm glad that I did because I just scored something big. The only other thing that I see on this trip is this metal mail that you could repaint. You can use it for mail or you can use it for decor. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take that too. So I used to run to Goodwill often when we lived in the other town. It was like not very far away. I don't really have that now where we live. The couple thrift stores are they're so hit or miss. There's more misses than hits. So sometimes, unless I'm going into that town, I don't even bother with it. So I went over to Parma Antiques, which I love. That's one of my go-to places. They're in the middle. Looks like they're in the middle of a transition. They've got some people that look like they left and they're transitioning, or they're that it happens. People for one reason or the another either stop selling or condense or move other places. It happens. So I'm excited to see what some of those booths that were kind of empty and getting revamped are going to be like. I know they're going to fill those spaces wonderfully. So the first thing that I got there, as I'm making a whole bunch of noise, it is kind of big, was this beautiful one drawer riser. Oh my goodness. It needs a new knob, but that patina of that wood, oh lordy. The tag's off of it. But yes, it needs a new knob, but it is a primitive piece. If you have an island, you want to rise something up, you need to put something in a drawer. Like I said, I have plenty of knobs that I can change that out with. I think it was like 32, but y'all, 65 all day long at least in my booth. Somebody's going to love this piece. So I thought that was great. And then in my little baggie, a pig cutting board. I don't know. I used to sell out of pig cutting boards all the time, and I really haven't ran across them very often. So, but they're still cool. They're still stuff, still farmhouse, still cottage core, they're cool, fun decor pieces. Couple rolling pins. When they're under $5, I'm going to grab them, especially if the booth is having a sale. Sometimes I have to remember what I bought. Oh, okay. There. I found the piece that goes with the piece that I unwrapped. It was this adorable little cloche. I showed you how to put butter pats underneath there. And I guess this piece was sold with it. I wasn't looking for the plate. I just wanted the cloche. So I probably will donate the plate. Because I didn't grab the plate. They probably must have went back and grabbed the plate. This little clock. I have something similar to this in one of my decor areas. So I love that size. You know, this small is kind of hard to find. So I kind of grabbed this for myself to put on a shelf that I'm looking at over there. I'll share with you at the end of this video. Oh, for my mini crock collectors, I found a little gingerbread. I'm going to call it a little gingerbread girl. Get off there, it's a little tag string. So I was happy to run across one of those. I thought this reminded me of butter molds. Even though it is older, it is chalkware. That patina is everything. It's got some great age to it. It's got a great look to it. The other two, I sell out of these for some reason. As soon as I put them in, they are gone. So I have to thrift them. Like, these were both ended up being $7 a piece. That one I can get some more money for. I would say $18, and then 12, 14 on this one, probably 12. But people love these, and I don't even display them. I have a little cubby that I have candles and other like whatnots in, and I just stuff them in there. And I kid you not, as soon as I put them in, they resell. As long as I don't try to go crazy and try to charge way too much for them, they're usually a quick sell. And then these little guys were 40% off, and it's not really their season, but I'm like, I would go and pass them up, but then I'm like, oh, you're 40% off. I can't set these down right now because I got a cat that would be like, yes, please, and thank you. Oh my gosh, great. Angry chick decor. So I'm going to put them back into their little baggies. Because they're little feathers. I definitely think, and I knew as soon as I put it down, Tater, I can't even show you because I got to get it back in the bag. Because Tater was like, hey, you can be my friend. I like feathers. No, Tater. So that's what I got at Parma Antique. And then I went across the street to the Vault, I believe it's called. I do have some good luck. One of my marshmallow tins I got there, so you know I'm going to be traveling there often. So I took so it was an old bank, that Vault. I'm claustrophobic. I have a lot of issues. And so it took me forever to actually go inside the vault part, but I'm brave now. I do it. I'm like, pat myself on the back. But I did. Look at the age of him. He's beautiful. Oh my goodness. A wooden carved duck decoy probably. It's not signed. It definitely has some age. And the guy was working that it was his booth. And he actually has some booths where we're at Hog Creek. So he has, a lot of people do. They have multiple booths, multiple places. We don't. But yeah, so $20 he sold this to me for. So I might re-glue the head back on. Because the head keeps falling off, and then the dowel, the same thing. The dowel's having some problems. I think actually it needs to have a bigger dowel on it, but I can do that, no problem. And then did I get anything? Nope, that's all I got there, but that was well worth walking over for. $20 for that beautiful wooden duck. I would have fought for that at an auction and paid more. So I'm away from Parma. I kind of made a reroute to Marshall to give my husband some of his yummy beverages because our birthdays are kind of close to each other. So I wanted to get some of his beverages at the Dark Horse Brewery, Marshall. So of course, if I'm going there, then I had to pop in to the Goodwill. And a lot of times lately, I've been walking out empty-handed. That happens. So, but I did not today by any means. I got a lot of treasures. But on my way to Goodwill, there just happened to be a garage sale. Somehow my car just pulled over and I had to go take a look. And it was like in the middle of the afternoon. So I thought, well, you know, there's probably not going to be much left, but why not take a look? So a mailbox that doesn't look like it's even been used. It's got a Dollar General tag on it. So I believe I have remade this one over. So this is a great project piece. I don't know what they did with the tag on that one. I think it was a couple bucks. And then I picked up this frame. I like the shape of this frame. I like that it had glass. This is a wonderful shape for the Birds on the Branch by IOD. 50 cents. And then my last, I don't know where that tag went. So for $4, I got this. And now I want the cloche. I was actually surprised. I don't know who's the maker of it. That it was glass. So I'm going to see if I can salvage the glass cloche. So it is really glued in there. It's got some music box on there. I mean, I like the trees. I'm not crazy about the little tin car, but I want the cloche for decor. So I'm going to ruin the music box, y'all. I'm sorry for the cloche. So I'm going to try to soak it in water to see if it'll come loose or not. Oh, $3. There's the tag. $3 for the $10 mailbox project piece. So Goodwill was a hit today. I could not believe it. So I picked up those 2 canisters. Painting them a new color will just $6.29 a piece. Or was it for the set? No, it was a piece. So $6.29. I love these little canisters. They're great. So there was 2 of them. The thought of being able to paint the wood is awesome. I had thrift regret of one that I left behind at another Goodwill, so that wasn't going to happen this time. So there you go, another project piece. Because sometimes I leave and I don't get any project pieces, and what am I going to make over for y'all if I don't get any project pieces? And then I was excited about this wreath because I've been looking for this chunky of a wreath. I think in a just recent haul, I showed you a whole bunch of little terracotta pots. I wanted to make a wreath because I should have a terracotta pot wreath somewhere because I have that obsession. So this one was $3.29 and it's really dusty. So I'll probably just rinse it off outside and let it re-dry before making the wreath. My total spend at Goodwill was $49 because I'm always a round-upper. Do you guys round up or not? I don't know. I feel like I'm just giving somebody free money, but it is what it is. So I did not Google lens these birds. They were $9.29 for the set of 3. So that's like 3 something a piece. They kind of have a Pottery Barn, you know, mid-century modern type of vibe, industrial. So the heck, I'm going to take the chance. And I did pick up this for a project piece, though I love the metal. I thought people love a place to stash mail, you know, so you could actually even just do greenery or something now. You don't have to stash mail, but it's a little bit worse for wear and here and there. So, and it's actually a nice, heavy, thick metal. It's thicker metal than the mailbox from the Dollar General, but that'll look good after I get it done. So this is going to be a project piece also. So I could not believe my luck. So second trip around, I don't know about you all, but I usually try to go, like when especially when I'm filming, I will film for you all and then I'll shut the camera off and then I'll go back because I'm trying to like show you what I think is interesting, show you what I'm going to get, and then go back around a second time. What if I missed something? And I did. I totally missed these ironstone wheat pattern pictures. England, y'all. So $5.29 for the large, $4.29 for the medium, and the small. So somebody must have donated their whole set. So yes, and the small, $3.29. That just made my shopping day. I was happy to have the project pieces, but to get these 3 beauties, oh my goodness. Ironstone at Goodwill. And then, what? Wait, what? Terracotta pots? Though they don't really have any patina. $2.29 for 2 of them. So I always have room for more, always. So yes, Goodwill was awesome. The antique mall was awesome. I'm excited to see what changes that they're going to have. And there's actually 3 antique malls or antique stores in Parma. One, a gentleman like had all his antiques in there, and then they had like booth rental in the back, and then it just closed. So the back is open, and he kind of moved his stuff there. I stopped over, but I didn't show because it was, I don't know. I was not interested in anything. I was not interested in anything. I have bought a few odds and ends, and there again, he has some booths over at Hog Creek also. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to go look at, but it's not reselling. It's not prices that I can resell. I bought one swung base from him, only because he didn't have it priced yet, and I'm like, how much you want for that? And if I had cash, I could get a good deal on it. So I took the deal and ran with that. But other than that, I really, his part, I've never bought anything. So I kind of missing the back area because there was one person that had some Christmas and I loved their stuff, but I don't know, maybe they'll go elsewhere and find another booth. I don't know. I loved it. So everything transitions. Thanks for going shopping with me, checking out the Parma Antique Mall. Let me know if you have a booth in that area or if you visited Parma. If not, check them out if you're local because there's some fabulous stuff. And you know, as booth rentals, antique malls go, they change daily. People are bringing in stock daily. They don't just have a normal day that they are restocking. So there's that, like Goodwill. I mean, you can go in an hour later, there would be different things on the shelf. I was happy to finally have a great haul from Goodwill. So again, thank you so much for watching today's video and going along shopping with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you want to become part of our YouTube family, make sure you hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we uploaded a new video. And we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye. If you follow my channel regularly, you know I kind of have a clock obsession. I love vintage clocks. So I'm going to share with you where I'm going to put this. I have a little display up here. My perfectly imperfect shelf. I have to climb up on my couch. But I thought that little clock would look perfect because this one doesn't have anything to set it up on. So it has to be pushed back. So I was looking for a littler one to be up front and centered, but I think it looks really good there. It's not a matchy match, but that color kind of matches what that color is. Cat hair. But yeah, I really like it. I like what it looks like.